Yeah, right. Welcome to Dip a Toe, guys. We're back. I'm here with Will Moreno. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Did I said it right?
Yes.
From TextRP. Will, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Still got energy. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's great time. Been up since about 6 a.m. Just on the ground, just talking to everybody I can, letting them know about TextRP and onboarding people. I think we onboarded like 2 Zaman wallets between yesterday and today, and even got one of the guys to get an art plate from TI Project.
I want one of those.
Yeah, he asked me. He's like, "Oh, I gotta remember the keys and write it down." Like, I know we're in a convention, but I know just the first place that you can go. I took him over to the art plate station.
Nice.
So
That's
pretty
fantastic.
Cool. Yeah.
I definitely, I went to the TI Project. What is it? TIproject.io, I think is his website. If I'm not mistaken, but you can still just search that out, the TI Project. He makes fantastic stuff, and I saw those plates, and I haven't bought one. I've been looking at the different options that are out there, but when I saw his, I really liked it because he provides you with all the tools that you would possibly want to be, to be able to do your own plate.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited. I have to step by the booth.
Yeah.
He has a lot of cool stuff.
I think the supplies are running out.
Oh boy, of course, right? You are a finalist in the XRP
Yes.
Las Vegas Shark Tank. How you feeling about right now? Like, you nervous or you just happy that you got the opportunity to be there?
A little bit of both. But actually not so much nervous because there's no time to be nervous. Everybody who is competing in that pitch competition has something that we could work with together. So to me, it's like it was an opportunity to just meet all the people that we can possibly collaborate with. So on top of that, there might be a prize on top of it. So,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so it's pretty good. I think somebody was telling me this should be on the main stage and then the breakout room.
Oh, the announcement.
Yeah, the announcements.
That would be nice.
Well,
I think I'm for.
Yeah, the announcements. They should do it.
Yeah.
They should do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm lobbying for it.
Right? It should be amazing. Everybody needs to know, right? I will say, I was in that room for 3 hours, and there are a lot of good projects that presented themselves. And you're right. I noticed a lot of interoperability possibilities there. And there was the one gentleman who is not familiar with our XRP family that we built, through Coffee and Crypto with Stone and the Dipito show. Yeah, shout out Stone. We love you. We miss you. We wish you were here. We really do, but you're here in spirit. But anyway, he hadn't been exposed to our community. And so he's going in the room as a competitor, right? And he sees everybody hugging, and he's like, where the hell am I at? This is not like any competition I've ever been to before. And I'm like, this is the true tale of what the XRP family is. We really are a family.
What a strange vibe. It's less cutthroat competition and more like a family, and all the siblings are kind of like plotting who's gonna get the last cookie. Right? But we're all siblings. We're all gonna come together in the morning anyway. Probably Stones, Coffee, Crypto. Then on Wednesday night on Dipito. So yeah, we're still here. We're still hanging out together. None of what happens, the outcome, is going to affect anything moving forward. So yeah, so if anything, it's just going to make our relationships all that stronger.
Well, when one wins, we all win.
I think so.
Right?
I think so.
I wanted to get your comments. I'm not sure if you saw David Schwartz's interview yesterday with Beth. But he was mentioning a couple things that were really interesting to me, talking about, what the XRP ledger is and the possibilities of creating the businesses like what you guys are doing. And there's, and for people to be sovereign when it comes to having their own wallet and all that. It's built to provide that if you are willing to do the work and learn how to do it. But there are people that are trying to build or wanting to build, trying to figure out the angle of how they can make money. And so it's just really interesting dynamic that I'm seeing. You have companies that are wanting to make things for profit. Obviously, everybody wants to build, but then you also have builders that are building things for true sovereignty, and not a lot, and actually make money themselves, the end user, through participating in the XRP ledger. I just wonder what your thoughts are on that.
It's a balance.
Yeah.
You know, because on the one end, if you want to run, you know, a successful and sustainable ecosystem, platform, game, application, whatever, number one, you're going to have some revenue, right? So,
We all do.
here you are trying to balance, you know, sustainability with getting greedy, right? And you know, that's just something that I don't know what drives other projects. It's not something we're more about trying to be sustainable for the long run because obviously we don't have anything that's just ethereal, which just comes and goes. We're planning on being here for quite a while. So when it comes to something like that, yeah, David was talking about these middlemen, right? And who set up, you know, basically silos. I thought a lot about my project while he was speaking that. I know he was probably not speaking directly to TextRP, but I think in spirit, like I think that what it did for me is it led me to believe that perhaps we're on the right track because we are trying to take a lot of the transactions that are currently in silos. We're not talking about Web 2, we're talking about Web 3.
Web3,
right? So even in crypto right now, even though it's a decentralized P2P environment, there are silos being set up, right? And now these silos aren't like necessarily a bad thing. They provide a service. You know, for example, you got your NFT marketplaces, you got various game ecosystems, metaverses, and such. You know, they have to form some kind of sustainable model. But sometimes it's at the risk of sort of creating a silo that puts, yeah. So it goes back to it has to be a balance. But I think overall everyone does need to understand that things do require resources to run and operate. And so I think the best thing to do is be transparent. Like the more transparent you can be about how you're spending money and using it, putting it to use, the better it'd be. Like more people would understand the process, understand the model a little better, and be like, okay, not too hectic about appealing to their sense of greed.
Exactly. Last night we went to the Sigma party, and I was talking to a couple gentlemen at the table, and there was one fella who said he's just all about the XRP and like utility, and he is like anti-meme token type thing. And a lot of people consider everything that's not XRP a meme token, right? And so what I was explaining to him is that there are a lot of people that are building legitimate projects, and so unless you can really understand what's being built, you can't label all meme tokens or meme coins as a shill, as a scam, right? And I always say, like, we're the beta testers of all of this stuff. We're starting up. Anybody that's using it right now, we're kind of testing it out, see what the possibilities are. But what would you say to somebody that says, nope, all meme coins are bogus, I just stay away from them? It's XRP or nothing. What are your thoughts on that? As far as broadening the ecosystem of the XRP ledger system.
I would say that person's 99% right.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's the 99% rule, right? You can Brad Garland process. 99% of these tokens are not going to be. So I would say you're 99% right. Is it because of rug games? Yeah, could be. Is it because of failed businesses? More likely. Is it because it was a terrible idea to begin with? Could be.
Probably.
That's the thing about sort of democratizing this startup environment is that anyone can do it,
right?
And that means anyone. It could be you. It could be your terrible neighbor down the street that is a complete idiot. But so
that's true.
It could be anybody. So now it democratizes everything, but now it also requires you to keep your guard up more and to be more diligent.
Know your neighbor type of thing, and the community. That's why the Dibato Show, Coffee and Crypto with Stone, CKJ, Crypto for Life, those channels, they're building a community of folks that are teaching and learning and uplifting each other. And so, unless you really understand what project you're investing in, you can't. You have to do your own work. That's what I would say. So I was explaining to him as like, There are lots of opportunities out there for you to support builders on the XRP ledger, but you really do need to be listening to these kind of programs that are bringing projects on like TextRP. If you want to explain to the audience, I know, so Dipito, you guys, if you're new to the channel, we go live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time from 8 to 10, and then we have a space at 10 p.m. on X where you can come and participate. But we've had Will from TextRP on our channel, so if you go back through our history, you'll find his video. But for the folks that want to know now, can you explain what TextRP is in a nutshell and why they would want it?
Yeah, absolutely. So TextRP is the chat layer that sits atop the XRPL. So the XRPL is a financial network, and one thing that it kind of lacks is communication and community. We are using other systems that are we're kind of just trying to wrench them in that aren't really meant to be that. They're maybe tailored to a different market, like a gaming market or crazy executive markets. But the XRPL was built for P2P transactions, and one thing that you need when you do a P2P transaction is communication.
Peer to peer, guys.
Peer to peer, right? So it's great to be able to have a conversation with the person you're doing with the other wallet on the other end of what you're doing business with, whether it's trading NFTs, swapping tokens, etc. It could be even just standard business. And by the way, I use TextRP for standard business. I'll explain that. But yeah, so we are a platform that enables wallet-to-wallet chat, but also helps with the inconvenience of having so many messaging apps, as most people tend to do these days. 5, 6 messaging apps on your phone. What we do is we consolidate those messages, those messaging apps, or all those messages into one inbox within TextRP. So you have that extra convenience. It's just a convenience, whether you're Web 2, Web 3, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So somebody can use your app and actually access messages from other apps.
Correct.
Instead of having to go to each one. You got your grandma on Facebook, you got your best friends on Twitter or X. You can actually go through your platform and see all of those messages.
Yeah, and we're working with as many platforms as we can. I want it to be to the point where if, who goes on LinkedIn and check their messages that often? Not really, but what if you get a good offer,
Right?
And I was saying, you got to hop on.
I had the lifetime job opportunity, and I didn't know it was like 2 years ago.
Right. It's like, oh my goodness, you're gonna kick yourself. So we're trying to eliminate that missed opportunity, lost connection, kind of scenario that I think we find ourselves encountering more and more, just because we have to juggle so many apps. And then once you're there, you're like, say for example, having a wallet-to-wallet chat. You can, like, if you need to perform any P2P transactions, send any payments, sign documents, have a collaboration with that other individual or group of individuals. That business could be handled all there, right, in one app. No need to switch around and do other things in other tabs. You can do it all in that same, communications environment.
So you could actually do like a presentation to your group. See, this is the thing.
Yes.
So it's so much bigger than just peer-to-peer transacting and getting the messages from the other app. Like you said, you can create like your own separate room that only, say for example, people that have the token, right? For that room.
Yeah, no,
this is where this is the tokenization part of the TextRP. You want to explain it? Because I'm thinking like with small businesses, if we can incorporate TextRP into these small businesses, get them dipping their toe, instead of going to the outside, like you say, there's Zoom, there's Google Meet, there's all these things where you can get in there and have a presentation and all of that. You can do the same thing in TextRP.
Yes, and we do it in an end-to-end encrypted environment, and we have
security.
We have the integration with the ledger, right, with the XRPL, meaning that while you're in that environment, if any business needs to be conducted, any payments need to be made, any contracts to be signed, whatever other projects are out there that use and leverage the XRP ledger, for example, document signing, record keeping, such and things. Those things can be brought in as a widget to TextRP on TextRP. It could be worked on in that environment. Well,
I got a real world Miss Keita. So let's see. Let's get Miss Keita in here. I'm going to present a question here. Miss Keita, she's tall, so she's she's in there.
I'm gonna
So-
come in this far.
Miss Kita's got the Miss Kita Brew, new beef tallow, which I love, and I've already said. But now let's say she has her business, she wants to get it on TextRP, and she wants to do a little consulting with the client. She schedules an appointment within TextRP, and she's consults with them, tells them which beef tallow formulation they should purchase, what would be best for them, and then they say, "Yep, I want that one." Are you saying she could complete that transaction all in the same thing, right on the spot, and use TextRP and get paid within the app right then?
Yeah, actually, consulting work is one of the best use cases of TextRP because you have that environment where you can have a video consultation, right? And before the business starts, you can just receive your payment right then and there, and not just in XRP, but any token that you desire that's on your trust lines, including RLUSD. So even US dollars you can receive right there on TextRP, and then begin the consultation.
That is amazing, and I'm not gonna lie. I literally was just having someone testimony about
Yes.
different things that I can do to use
Yes.
as well as the ecosystem to be able to further my business. So this is amazing to hear that. I love this, and I will be speaking with you after this
Sure.
concerning this.
Absolutely. We can talk about how any tokens you have can be used to access certain spaces with XRP. For exclusive access, education material that's
Making magic over here.
I
So yeah, we can definitely work.
love it, and that's the other thought process too, is to actually get into that NFT space. NFT, and then you get that, exposure. So it just, and as a person that really is wanting to further a business in my quest to be retired by the end of the year, I really am looking forward to this. There's things happening.
Tita, I'll talk with you down the line and we'll get you set up.
For sure, I'm looking forward to it.
Huh? Thank you for dipping it up.
Dip it as
Huh?
I'll dip it as well.
Well, guys, I want to thank you, Will, for stopping by. Is there anything else that you want to tell the debitors out there?
Stay strong out there. Keep educating yourselves. There's always something new to learn. So yeah, there's always something new to learn. So just keep watching Dip It Fill. That's how you're gonna learn it.
Thank you so much. We're all so proud of you. We
Thank you.
wish you well.
Thank you.
We're rooting for you, and even if you don't win the money, you still won the exposure. Because I think it is such an important thing that you're building. And like I was telling the gentleman last night, there are meme tokens, and then there are tokens that they're being built for real world utility, and that is going to benefit the XRP Ledger community. So keep your eyes out for TextRP, guys. If you haven't signed up for it, you should. How do they do that?
You go to textrp.io and you connect your Zaman wallet. That's it.
Bing bang boom, done.
No emails, no personal data.
Easy
nothing.
peasy,
Just
guys.
easy Web3 connection, and your wallet instantly becomes a communications terminal.
And one of these days, we are gonna get Dip a Toe our own room, and we're gonna try to play
Yes.
around with
Yes.
it and see because you can have community chats in there, and so yeah, it's pretty cool to watch.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I did. All right. Have a good rest of your
Bye,
day.
everyone.
Bye, guys. Thanks for watching Dip a Toe, guys. We'll be back in a short hot minute. Yeah.